Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is part 2 with Anthony Reyes, Mr. Brian Hopkins. Of course, Anthony is a World Series winner, pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals and the then Cleveland Indians. Do you have a hard time saying Cleveland Guardians? I still can't. It just rolls off the tongue for me bad. I can't figure that one out. Same with the Washington Commanders in football. That's just weird. But again, that's neither here nor there. We are back for part 2. And I promised all of you that Nick Martin had an incredibly very important question that he was going to ask Anthony when we came back, but it turns out Nick had to go. There was some kind of deal going on at his school. He had to go pick up the kids, so Nick will be missed for part 2. Brian, hello, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
We're back. There I go.
I'm back. We're back.
When I get to talking, it just goes.
No, that's okay. That is absolutely okay.
So I'm assuming, Anthony, the question was going to be something along the lines of, if you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would it be? Because that's the question that Nick really likes to ask all our guests. So there it is. Let's answer that one.
Let's see. A billboard?
Yeah, you can have anything you want on that thing.
I'm always down for some skulls. So like a nice scary skull or Halloween thing, I'm good.
Okay.
He does throw a good Halloween party. I told you, like his wedding was half like out of a movie and half out of like if there were dancing skulls, everything was red and black, and the reception was super cool.
Day of the Dead wedding. That would sound pretty cool.
It really was. No, it really was.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. I have a lot of credit to my wife, because Haley's the one. She did a lot of that stuff. She kind of knew my taste, and she kind of blended it with hers, and she made it really nice.
Excellent.
Yeah. Cody and I, my brother, that day, for some reason, we sit and talk about, Cody's going through some crazy health stuff. I don't know. We'll talk about it another time, but he's not coming back from it. It's just, we're doing everything we can to keep my brother around. But he talks about your wedding a lot. And that day, for he and I to be invited to be a part of, your celebration and be a part of all that. He felt like, when I was getting to know you as a friend, he was around. Cody was there. Cody didn't like the night that you were kind of being hazed at one of my concerts, and, you went to buy beers for everybody and came back and handed Cody a beer, and Soup goes, is that what you ordered? And Cody goes, no, but this is fine. He goes, no, Rook, go get him the right beer. And he did that to you. Cody goes, no, man. Hey. He goes, I love the guy, but it's just part of hazing. So,
We can't do that anymore.
No, he can't.
Can't do it anymore.
Can't do it anymore. No. I tried to get him on here. Soup was he was going to try and jump on with us. And, he was like, if I can get away, I will do it tomorrow for sure, which was today. So was
that going to be a surprise for all
of us? For all of us. It was, yeah, it really was. I tried to get him on here because I wouldn't know Anthony if it wasn't for Soup. And these guys gave me the opportunity, this little boy in me who chased baseball my entire life, to experience it on a level that, most people will never get to experience, and sit in those dugouts and, all the way up to pregame. I mean, Jim Edmonds was wearing my band shirt, taking warm-ups in the field. And I just thought, this is super cool,
And imagine Jim Edmonds is thinking, dude, I'm wearing his shirt pitching. How cool is that? Right?
It really was cool, because his shirt was a black shirt that looked purple from being washed so many times. He goes, I wear this a lot. And he wore it on it. Someone sent me a photo. He was on that Housewives of Orange County or something. And he's holding his baby and he's wearing my shirt. So I was like, yeah, that's the truth. But to be around you guys was super cool. Is there anything comparison? Like, there was baseball, you were chasing baseball. Now this life that you have, was it something that you ever saw yourself doing, or was it just baseball? And then I'll say all of a sudden pivot. You met Haley and your world changed. How did that come about?
It was,
Oops,
I never really saw myself like really playing ball. I just was always good at it. And then when I got to college, it was like, okay, college. And then, we'll see if I can keep this going. And then, got up to professional. And then I was like, all right, let's, you just had the chip on your shoulder because I thought I was a little bit better than where I got drafted. So, you come in with a chip on your shoulder, and that's how I kind of kept that edge as I progressed through the minor leagues. And then, got to the big leagues, met Haley, and then, then the arm stuff happened later. So then I had, retired. So it all just kind of fell into place for me. Like, I would have liked to have a longer career, but, I was able to have our kids and then have a second career as a fireman. So it's been, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's been then having friends like you. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, thanks, man. And I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. You fought through that too. It was, what was it? You had Tommy John surgery? Is that what it was?
I had Tommy John. Yeah. So actually, like during like 06, the spring training, I noticed something was a little off. So, just didn't have the command, and the harder I threw, the more I lost the ball. So I wasn't really quite the same as I was a year before. So it was trying to figure that out throughout the year. And then every year just got worse. And then 2009, I remember it was with the Indians, and then warming up, I'm like, man, I can't really feel my fingertips at all. And the harder I threw it, I was playing Cincinnati. I was throwing them back against the concrete in the bullpen. And I'm like, what in the world's going on here? So then I was like, it's not going to get any better. So I was like, screw it, I'm done. So we'll go in the game, see what happens. And then sure enough, every inning I was walking guys, bases loaded. I don't know how I got out of it for 3 innings, but no runs for 3 innings, bases loaded. And finally, one of the trainers had to come up and take me out of the game because I didn't want to go out. But it wasn't until then. It's like, I need to have surgery. And then, but when I had surgery, it was kind of too late. It was going to take way too long to heal. So I ended up retiring.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I remember you saying, like, coming out of retirement, that you still couldn't feel the baseball. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it took forever for it to come back. And then, when I got on with the fire department, I started, I was, playing catch, just, with some buddies around, and, I was throwing it hard and throwing it where I wanted to. And I was like, oh, it's back. So then I got with the fire department, and then, the guys that obviously they found out what I did, and they always want to play catch at the station. So I'm not really one to throw lightly when I play catch. So I let him have it, and I was throwing back. I felt like I was throwing back to where it used to be, and I'm like, I'm not going back now. It's just too late. So I'm just gonna continue, but I just break some fingers when I can. And
was that like 95 miles an hour you were throwing?
When I was playing, I think, I was between anywhere from like 93. I think the highest I maybe have touched was like 97, 98. So
yeah, insane.
That is. Where were you when you got the call? Hollywood likes to glamorize it in all the movies about being called up to the show, yada, yada. For you, What was your experience?
My experience, when I got called up, I think it was in Salt Lake. So I think it was the Angels AAA. I didn't have the greatest game, but I ended up getting the call a couple days later, and they're like, all right, hey, you just got called up, so we're going to pack up your stuff. I'm like, wait, what? So I remember not having a sports coat, because you usually bring a sports coat, and in AAA, you didn't really have to wear a sports coat, just a collared shirt. But usually you bring it just in case you get called up. So right. I'm like, well, this series, I'm not gonna get called up probably, so I'm not gonna bring a sports coat. And sure enough, that's the one I got called up on. So it was actually funny because Haley's parents, my in-laws now, they're the ones that took me, and because they had the car, and they drove me around to find a place that was open to actually go get a sports coat.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. So that's where I ended up getting the call. It was Salt Lake.
How cool.
Yeah, man. That's
dude. And I was there. I was there when he got called up. And so to be a part of all that, like Soup used to ask me how come when he went to Milwaukee, how come I never came out to Milwaukee and watched him play? And he would go up to bat to my song there as well. And I just said, because there was something so special about that 4-day trip and meeting everybody and the stories that came out of it, watching him hit his home run. Jim Edmonds signs a bat to me. Jeff had me on the field, turning around, taking pictures. I turn around and it's on a Sunday and the place is full because in St. Louis, you're rock stars when you're a baseball player. Like,
oh yeah,
that's the closest thing, going to the mall with Jeff and when they figured out who he was, he just gave me money and said, go grab this stuff real quick. I'm going to take these pictures real quick. And, and it was that weekend that you guys, you came up, and to watch you have the career, be a part of that, where you guys, your first date was with Haley, was at one of my shows. I have her, if she's pulling up old pictures of me, like on the last episode, I have a video of her dancing on a pole at that show. I pulled her up on stage and she's dancing on a damn pole. So yeah, I'll bust that one out later.
I'm going to bring it back to the dad life here for the last few minutes of this episode. So I'm curious for you, Anthony, the dynamics between son and daughter. Do you raise them different because their personalities are different? Because that's kind of what happens with me. We steer along the same set of boundary rules, that we have for our children, but I'd be a liar if I said I didn't treat one of them better than the other, and not necessarily in a bad way. But curious is that for you, because we're real close in the same age, and like I said, our children same age and separation of years with them. Yeah,
it's been a learning process for me because I've only grown up with boys. We're the first ones that have a girl in their family. So
ain't it crazy?
It's been a learning process, but I only know one way, and that's, the tough way and the way that I was raised. And I try to, keep them both kind of the same, but there is a little bit, because she's my daughter.
You're softer, right?
A little softer, but
yes,
but not, but just a little bit. I just want her to, I just want them both to grow up and, that old school mentality is just being tough, just having that mentality, like the way that's kind of gone away in generations, like nowadays, it's just not quite the same, not what I'm used to. So I'm just trying to make sure the way that I was raised, just to kind of bring them up kind of the same way, along with my wife.
Okay. All right. And the most important question, and this is not the end, by the way, Brian. I usually ask this question at the very end of the episode, but I like to think this is a pretty important question I ask of all my guests. If you could impart one piece of wisdom / advice onto any new father or expecting to be father out there, what would it be?
Any advice for new fathers? I would say, you don't know anything.
Yes.
You know nothing.
And you continue. You end up learning less as they get older. It's really, really a crazy Twilight Zone type episode, but you ain't kidding.
That's well said, man. Well said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's you figure you know things, and then nope, you don't, and then nope, didn't work out that way, and just got to be adaptable. That's about it.
She's adorable. She's right behind you there. She's just.
Can she hear us? Can you hear us?
Absolutely adorable.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about your daddy? Can you answer?
What's favorite thing about daddy? What's that? I what? Oh, she says because I tickle her.
My little girl does not like it when daddy tickles her. She is not a fan, for the record.
Yeah, I don't think they laugh, but I don't think it's stop,
Daddy. Do you do much cooking around the house for the kids ever?
I don't do a whole lot of cooking. I'll barbecue, but my wife likes to cook, and she likes to do it, and she'll go out and cook, and the meals are amazing. So I try not to get in her way.
How do you do screen time with your kids?
Screen time,
iPhones, iPads, TVs.
Yeah, we'll let them play like an hour, 2 hours a day throughout the day. If the attitudes change throughout the day, then we just take it away, because we're like, all right, it's too much screen time or too much phone, too much iPad. Your attitude's terrible, so you lost it for a day or 2 days.
Gotcha. I see the Hoonigan shirt. What kind of car's in the garage, man?
Oh, I wish I can keep a car in the garage. We have a gym car. And then I'm a tool guy, so I got a ton of tools in there.
Fair enough. Okay, Brian, sorry. I see you.
No, I'm not. I'm just listening, bro.
All right. I thought you had something. Go ahead.
No, I did not. No.
Okay. Well, if you could have a car in that garage, what's it going to be, Anthony? Money is not an option. There is no issue. Any car.
Okay. I'm not really a big car guy.
Me neither, bro. Me neither. I'm not either.
Okay, a truck, bike.
I got my Chevy truck. I'm happy.
Okay.
It's a truck.
Hey, do you have to cook at the fire station? That was a question I was thinking of.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. I mean, you. What do you make when you're at the fire station?
So if it's my cook day, then depending if it's a weekend. If it's a weekend, we'll do brunch. Other than that, it's usually dinner. So most times I'll cook like either chicken or I'll do like a barbecue chop salad or something like that.
Nice.
That's All right. Try to keep it simple because a lot of guys have like pretty picky appetites. So if I just stay with meat and potatoes, I'm usually okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, you look exactly the same as this wet behind the ears young kid who got called up to the big leagues, and you have not changed, but it's crazy.
I attribute to a lot of Modelo's, so that's probably why.
Right. That's funny. So, I did the whole deep dive before you came on, and I had to test that theory out. And what I'm looking at here, you ain't kidding, Brian. Look at that.
No, I swear, bro. He looks exactly the same.
Look at that guy right there.
Yep. Yeah, I ran across. I have your rookie card signed in a little thing. I think your mom sent it to me a long time ago, and dude, I got the World Series almanac. Like you signed that as well, and these hats and all the stuff I collected from that weekend, and then you guys went in the World Series in 2006. Because I think I was out there in 2005 when you got called up, right? And then the next year, it was 2005. So just there are very few. There are a lot of kids out there who dream of doing what you did. And it's wild to listen to you talk about, I got better at it and just kept pushing a little bit harder, and you challenge yourself. And if you're going to do it, you're going to do it better than everybody else. And that attitude it's always been that way. Being around you, you've always had that. And you want to outdo it, all the way down to the wedding was great and grandiose. And, so I can see you being a great dad. And your wife, Haley, is exactly the same. She doesn't do anything on the low level. It's through the roof. She goes at it hard. She wants to be in first place. If you're not first, you're last.
Second place is the first loser.
All
right. So
she's always been like that. So it's been nice because I have the same mentality. So she's a go-getter. And then when I set my mind to something, I want to do it. So that's the stuff we try to teach kids is like, if you want to do something, then be the best at it. Don't just do it. If you're going to do it, be the best, and don't just do it just to do it. But if you want it to have fun, be the best at what you're doing.
There you go. All right, man. I'm going to leave you with one final question. And even though your daughter is right there in the background to listen to this, so, no pressure. Okay. What was a bigger moment, winning the World Series or the birth of your first child? I'm kidding. Do not answer that question. Don't do it. There she is. I see you're peeking. I see you down there.
I will say this. I'll answer it. They both have their own special place for me.
Yes.
One's with sports, and then one's with, with family and life. So they both have their special place. If I had to lean, one way, it's going to be the birth of my first kid. And
absolutely. That better be the answer.
Yeah. No, well said, man.
Excellent.
Really, really cool.
He is Anthony Reyes, Major League Baseball pitcher, World Series champ, fireman, dad extraordinaire. And what I'm getting from watching you two interact, pretty amazing friend. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on the show, man. It's so much appreciated.
Thank you.
And Brian Hopkins, thank you for doing what you do, for getting amazing guys on the podcast. They're your friends.
It's taken a year, but I got him on.
I know. I remember talking about this about a year ago.
But he said yes, like straight away. So thank you, man. Thank you for doing this. These guys,
anytime, man. I haven't seen you forever. It's great seeing you.
Yeah, you too. Really, it's been too long. There are moments we've tried to connect and it just didn't happen. But Nick and JP, I've been working with them for a couple of years now, and so many great things have come out of just them just sitting down and sharing these stories, and their reach has gotten so big, and hopefully, and you know what's great, JP?
What?
This has been taught in certain classrooms. Their podcasts have actually been played in classrooms about when like high school kids talking about being dads and putting that on them. Like, this is the responsibilities and things like that happen. Just these podcasts single-handedly picked out and played in classrooms, which is really cool. So you guys are doing something very special, JP. And I appreciate you, Anthony, for jumping on and sharing and doing this. And because you're a very quiet guy, he's just smiles a lot. He's really kind. And so for you to come on and want to talk, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime. Anything for you guys.
Thanks. All right. And to everyone listening to this episode, thank you so much. Go Dodgers. And next year.
Can't even get a Cardinal shout out, huh?
Yeah, I know. Hey, bro, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'll do it. This is as much
Dodger and Cardinal shout out.
This is as much as you will get from this guy. One of my mentors. I worked in radio for the past 20 years of my life, and the guy who ever took a shot on me, who first hired me, his name is Craig Cooper. He's a blind man doing radio and running a board. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen, and he's so good at it. But he was a huge, and he's still with us, St. Louis Cardinal fan. And he would say all the time, go Cardinals.
Yeah. But, dude.
That's what you get.
We'll take it.
Okay. Seriously, this is amazing. He pitches one game in the World Series and is on the cover of the Almanac. Come on, man.
It's impressive. History, bro.
I think the other pictures they had of the other guys were blurry, so that's
right.
Is that a first print or like a third or fourth?
Not yet, dude. It's signed by my boy, so it's all
amazing,
good,
man.
Yeah.
I want to take a look at that in person. I'll see you this weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the longest outro ever. To everyone watching on the YouTube as well, thank you so much for checking it out. Make sure you like it up, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the very next episode. Anthony Reyes, thank you. Brian Hopkins, thank you. Check y'all later.
Yep.